going on, guys? It's the Flow State Podcast. I'm your host, Mateo Flow. And, man, it was a weekend of interesting fights, to say the least. We had Jailton Almeida versus Derek Lewis. This was in Sao Paulo, Brazil. This fight was the main event on the card. Guys, quite frankly, we know Derek Lewis as the Black Beast, Mr. Popeye's Chicken himself. And we know that he's the knockout king of the UFC. He has the most knockouts in UFC heavyweight history. This guy is tremendous with his power, and he's got that one punch knockout power. We saw him versus Francis Ngannou, who also has, some of the strongest hands we've ever seen in the sport. And they were going, toe to toe. We had Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou that weren't even able to really exchange like they would normally do, because they both knew that they had the power to end it in one shot. And in this fight, Jailton Almeida versus Derek Lewis, striker versus grappler. Jailton Almeida is a tremendous grappler. This gentleman has only taken a few strikes under double digits in his fights in the UFC. He's 22-0. Derek Lewis is 27-12-0 with one no contest. This fight, guys, I was really looking forward to it. I always look forward to Derek Lewis's fights anyway. He has, that character, and he could be a comedian after his career is over. This guy's hilarious. So just going back, I'm watching the fight highlights right now. Jailton Almeida, he's Brazilian, so he's got, the fans won over. But man, this fight to me was a snooze fest. I'll be quite honest. I was not very happy in the entertainment factor of this fight. This fight, yes, Almeida is a tremendous grappler. Yes, his chain wrestling is really good. He's super athletic. This guy was taking down Derek Lewis in under a minute in each round. Derek Lewis had some good shots before he got taken down, some body shots, but he couldn't stop Almeida's wrestling. And I don't know many that can. You see what he did, to the rest of these guys in the division, and he had 21 minutes of control time. That is insane. That is truly insane. Derek Lewis had a little bit of ground and pound in the third round. Thought he was going to turn it around a little bit, because Derek Lewis is very strong. When he gets you down, he's very strong, and his ground and pound is relentless. Jailton Almeida managed to stay safe and always turn the fight around and really get Derek on his back. And, he also tried to take Derek's back a few times. But Derek Lewis is so damn strong that it'll take a damn 18-wheeler to hold this man down. It's crazy. And it's insane to me that Jailton Almeida had a 30-pound weight disadvantage going into this fight. I've only seen this guy Almeida fight, I think, one other time. And man, I was really concerned with, was he going to be able to keep was he going to be able to keep Derek Lewis down? Because Derek Lewis has stood up on some really good guys and just really used his strength, not even really his technique, to get up. He's used his strength to get up. And he really wasn't able to do that against Almeida, which is insane. He's got a 30-pound weight advantage on the guy, and he can't get up. I'm sure it's exhausting down there with Almeida putting all his weight on you. And then when you do get up, you get put right back down. It's exhausting. I think he was frustrated. I think he really wanted to fight, stand up and bang. We all know. We all know he wanted another knockout. I do think this is one of the holes in Derek Lewis's game. I think this is something that he has to work on. Otherwise, he can't, get a championship title. And that might not be his route. It could be. It could not be. He's a fan favorite regardless. I think the UFC, sees his potential and knows his worth. And I love seeing the guy fight. I really wanted him to throw his cup out in the audience again and give us a show. But Almeida was able to get the control time. He didn't land many strikes on Derek Lewis, even when he had him mounted. Michael Bisping even said it in the fight. He said, I don't think I've ever seen a ref have to call for more action when a fighter has the opponent grounded. And that really stood out to me because a lot of the times they were just holding down each other's wrists. And, man, he wasn't able to do anything. Almeida went for a few arm triangles. He tried to take the back. He tried to get a rear naked on Derek. Derek's big old shoulders and neck, I'm sure it's not easy. And he had some good technique fighting that. It's crazy how long he was in these terrible situations. Like Dominic Cruz even commented on the fight and said he has not seen anyone be in these positions and not get submitted. It's crazy. He was sitting in these positions. He was fighting these positions off, and he stayed in the fight till, it went to decision in the 5th round, which is insane. My question is, guys, if you watch this fight, do we have Jailton Almeida headline another card? Do we have Jailton Almeida headline another card? I know it's martial arts. I know it's best technique wins. But this fight was so boring. I started dozing off on my couch. And I'm not knocking the guy's technique, but as far as an entertainment factor, goodness gracious, it was boring. And I like people that take fights to the ground, but if you take it to the ground, finish the fight. I know that's easier said than done with Derek Lewis, but as fans, we want to see some action. We want to see some relentless pressure. He did have relentless pressure with his wrestling, but submission-wise, go for some arm bars or something, because that neck, you ain't getting that neck. That man's thick as a bull up there, and that ain't what we're gonna have to do something else, because that back attack and that mount, we weren't able to get the head and arm. Derek Lewis did a great job at defending the head and arm choke the whole night. Great job for defense-wise for Derek Lewis, but we need to get Derek Lewis's wrestling defense even sharper, and his ground game off his back even sharper, because we're seeing it now. It's getting exposed. And other than that, it wasn't a typical Derek Lewis fight. It wasn't as exciting as the fans would like it to. I respect both of these guys. Don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Jailton Almeida did what he had to do to get the victory. Does Dana White headline Jailton Almeida again? I don't think so, but we gotta give credit where credit's due. He won the fight in the 5th round decision in his home country, Brazil. But we also had a welterweight co-main event. We had Nicholas Dalby versus Gabriel Bonfim. Bonfim's 15-1-0. Nicholas Dalby is 23-4-1 with 2 no contest. So the experience factor to Dalby. Dalby is great at stand-up. I've seen this gentleman fight, I believe, one other time also. And he's got some really great striking. Cat's from Denmark. Man, he won me over. He won me over in this fight. I'm glad. I mean, this should have been the main event, honestly. This was a really great fight. We had Gabriel Bonfim, who's a really great grappler, really great jiu-jitsu skills. Wasn't able to get the victory, though. Nicholas Dalby finished this fight off with a TKO in round 2. I was a little nervous in the first round because Bonfim had Dalby in side control. He had some great pressure. I believe he even mounted him at some point, but Dalby was able to make it into the second round and really implement his game on Bonfim. So both these guys are guys to check out and watch some of their fights if you haven't. I really like Nicholas Dalby. His striking is really, really good. You know, he's calling for, fights higher up in the ranks, top 15. So this cat is somebody to look out for and check out when he fights next time. So moving forward, guys, this is a huge weekend. We have UFC 295. Let's go. Let's go, baby. UFC 295. We got, for the main event, we got a light heavyweight bout. Yuri Prochazka versus Alex Pereira. Yuri Prochazka is the modern day samurai. Let's be honest. This gentleman has a unique hairstyle. His warrior hairstyle, as he says. He lives by the Bushido code. This guy is a modern day samurai. If there is one true martial artist in the UFC, it is this guy. This guy, I've been a fan of him for a couple years now. I saw, him do some incredible things. He has one of the craziest knockouts in the UFC that I've ever seen when he fought Dominic Reyes. Man, he landed some vicious elbows and then did a spinning elbow, knocked Dominic Reyes on his face, unconscious. Belly down, face first. It was a scary sight to see. He dropped this man like there was, like his life depended on it. And it did that night. And that's how he fights. He fights like his life depends on it. That's part of the Bushido code, leaving it all in the cage for him. He will die in that cage. I know a lot of people say it, but I truly believe he will die in that cage. Yuri Prochazka. And I, am a huge fan of samurais and Japanese culture. So I'm a fan of this guy, of his character and the way he fights. He's a very unorthodox fighter. He throws crazy, strikes. And he's wild. He's tough as nails. This is a great main event. And then we have Alex Pereira, who just made his light heavyweight debut not long ago. He's 8-2-0. We know he just got inducted into the Glory Kickboxing Hall of Fame, which is huge. Congratulations, Alex Pereira. That's a huge, huge accomplishment. What's interesting about this fight, guys, is Yuri Prochazka is fighting a gentleman in Alex Pereira that is being coached by Glover Teixeira, who Yuri Prochazka choked out when he won the light heavyweight title. So essentially, this gentleman, Alex Pereira, is being coached by the guy that Yuri Prochazka choked out. That's crazy. That is crazy. I'm sure that gives Yuri some confidence. Yuri is coming off a really big shoulder surgery. He's been out of the fight game for a year. I know he said he started training about 4 months after post-operation. I'm sure he was doing, mental training and everything else that aligns with, that whole samurai spirit vibe. But as far as, martial arts training, he about 4 months after surgery, he started training again. So we're seeing him enter the octagon after a year. How does he come back with, the shoulder injury? This will be very interesting. It's crazy that Yuri choked out Glover Teixeira because Glover was trying to get that fight on the ground, and I think he thought he had the advantage in the grappling, but he got caught. Yuri's got some long arms. He got a hold of that neck. It was over. And Glover was very tired at the time. Also, I'm sure that played a major factor in the submission, but give credit where credit's due. This guy shows that he can get you on the ground too. This will be interesting. If it does go to the ground, who has superior grappling skills, Yuri or Alex Pereira? I'm going to have to give the edge to Yuri, to be quite honest. I mean, Alex Pereira comes from a kickboxing background. He's getting his grappling skills from the gentleman that Yuri choked out. All right, guys. And that is a scary thought. But I'm a fan of both of these guys. They're both warriors. I have to, give an honest prediction for this fight. An honest prediction is, man, I want Yuri Prochazka to win. I'll be quite honest with you because of the whole, I just love his character and how he's so humble and so cool. But Alex Pereira, man, his striking is so sharp, so technical, and he's got that power. I was watching Yuri's fight versus Dominic Reyes last night, and Yuri, like I said earlier, Yuri is a very unorthodox fighter. So he fights with his hands down a lot of times, very jumping around type of fighter. Kind of like a little karate style a little bit. And he throws crazy shots from crazy angles. But he keeps his hands so low that Dominic was able to work the jab. He was throwing the left hand to Yuri, and he was getting caught. Yuri was getting his head popped back. Can he take Alex Pereira stone hands left hand? His left hook is lethal. Alex Pereira's left hook is lethal. If he catches anyone clean with that, they're going out. They're going out. All right? And I'm a little nervous. I want Yuri to win in this predicament, but I think Alex Pereira gets it done, guys. I think Alex Pereira gets it done. I think he potentially gets TKO within 3 rounds. I think it's going to be an action-packed fan fight. Amazing fight. Great fight on the feet. And I think the fans win this. Alex Pereira wants a second title in the UFC. That's one of his biggest goals. And Yuri wants to prove that he is still the champion. He never lost his belt. You guys let me know what you think. You guys think Yuri Prochazka gets the job done? Or do you think Alex Pereira gets the job done? And if so, how do they get it done? I gave my prediction. And I'm cool with however it goes. They both have great stories. I'm cool with either one of them winning. So let's move on to the co-main event. It's a heavyweight bout. We got Sergey Pavlovich, who's 18-1-0, versus Tom Aspinall, who's 13-3-0. Wow. This card is awesome. This card is amazing, guys. Sergey Pavlovich, this man's power is second to none. This guy, Tom Aspinall even said it. He thinks that Sergey Pavlovich is the most dangerous man in the division. And that's come from Tom Aspinall. It says Sergey Pavlovich is a Russian mixed martial artist. He was a one-time champion in Russia in combat kung fu. What you know about that? Some combat kung fu. He has some other Russian titles. But Tom Aspinall, guys, this guy has been training with Tyson Fury. This guy's hands are crazy. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's one of my favorite fighters in the heavyweight division right now. He is so elusive, so athletic. He moves like a welterweight. It's crazy the speed this gentleman has. I was watching the UFC Embedded. His coach was saying that one of the key things that he trains Tom in is his speed. He was like, faster, faster, fast. And Tom Aspinall is so explosive and has so much power. I think he's more well-rounded than Sergey. In this bout, I have to go with Tom Aspinall. I want Tom Aspinall to win, and I think that he will get the job done. I think he gets the job done. Honestly, I would like to see a submission. I would like to see a submission in this fight. Get the fight to the ground, Tom, and go for an armbar or something. I think that's how he gets it done. Sergey has incredible power. I mean, he took out Derek Lewis. He took out one of my other favorite heavyweight fighters, Bam Bam Tuivasa, which broke my heart, you know. Had to tear up a little bit on that one. But, Bam Bam, you'll be back. You'll be back. It's all right. So I have to go with Tom Aspinall, guys. I think he gets the job done. I think he can win on the feet also. I think he's faster. He will have to keep those hands up because he doesn't want to get caught by Sergey Pavlovich. But I think he gets the job done on the feet or on the ground, and I think he will dictate where the fight goes. I think he'll keep Sergey on his back foot. And this is also a fight where the fans win. All right. Next, we have a women's strawweight bout. We got Jessica Andrade versus Mackenzie Dern. Jessica Andrade is 24-12-1. I'm sorry, 24-12-0. Mackenzie Dern 13-3-0. Jessica Andrade, guys, if you haven't seen this gal fight, just go watch the fight where she fought Rose Namajunas. Jessica Andrade is a little bulldog. She is powerful as can be for a woman. She hits hard as a truck. She picked up Rose Namajunas and slammed her unconscious to get the victory in her fight. That is insane. Mackenzie Dern, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter, a lot of decision wins, couple submission wins on her record. She's going for the title. Mackenzie Dern really wants the title, really wants to move up. So Jessica Andrade will be a true test for Mackenzie Dern. This is a tough one. It's hard to say. You know what? I'll go ahead and say it. I think Jessica Andrade gets the job done on the feet. I think we see a KO or a TKO on this one also. I think she just hits too hard. I think Andrade just hits too hard. Key to victory for Mackenzie Dern is to get the fight on the ground and obviously go for submission. Her jiu-jitsu is great. She's a great jiu-jitsu artist, but she has to get the fight down. And Jessica Andrade is short, stout, built like a bulldog, and strong as hell. So I hope she can get the job done because it'll be nice to see her climb the ranks. I'm going for Mackenzie Dern because let's go jiu-jitsu, but she's got a real test with Jessica Andrade. But this fight, guys, is stacked up. We even got a lightweight bout, Matt Favola versus St. Dennis. I'm not sure who St. Dennis is, but I've seen Matt Favola fight a few times. Really, really good martial artist. Beat Drew Dober, KO, TKO in round 1 this year. He beat both of his opponents in 2022. Lost to Terrence McKinney. KO, TKO, round 1. So this guy's that'll be a good fight also. But man, over the weekend, guys, I seen something so crazy. I'm sure everyone's seen it, anyone that follows these martial arts channels by now. But this man in Miami was beating on an ex mixed martial artist's window in his car. The guy had a 14-inch knife. It's damn near a sword. Let's be honest. And the mixed martial artist got out of the car. The aggressor ran at the mixed martial artist and got wrestled down, slammed down to the ground, got put in a head and arm choke, got put to sleep until the police came. And guys, this was insane because this could happen to anyone. And even if you train martial arts, doesn't mean you can defend yourself against someone with a damn 14-inch knife. That was incredible timing. And he really shocked the world with that, because that could have cost his life. I'm so glad that no one was hurt in that incident, but Lord have mercy. We have to put this attack on for you guys. This was absolutely insane. 14-inch knife gets slammed on the ground. He fucked around and he found out. Let's be honest. Guys, don't do no crap like that. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. He's probably on drugs though. Probably on drugs. What can you say? But this weekend is going to be pretty awesome. Pretty awesome week for fights. And yeah, that's the biggest thing right now. I mean, we do got some huge announcements. We got Henry Cejudo versus Merab. We have Sean O'Malley versus Chito Vera. That got announced this week. Who's going to win? Sean O'Malley or Chito Vera in this rematch, guys? We saw Sean O'Malley injure his foot in the early rounds in the last fight that they had. This is a rematch, guys. He says that was the cause. He still claims to be undefeated. Does Sean O'Malley get the job done versus Chito Vera? Or does Chito Vera get another win under his belt against Sean O'Malley and really solidify that he is the better martial artist? Chito Vera is my favorite fighter in the UFC right now. And I have to go with Marlon Chito Vera. I think he has his work cut out for him. I do think that injury, I will be realistic, I do think that the injury with Sean's foot in that bout did play a huge part in the victory for Chito, but Chito Vera also was landing the leg kicks that got that nerve in his foot to kind of go limp. And so that's still a victory in a fight. A fight's a fight. Anything goes. Anything goes in this fight. So I think Marlon Chito Vera gets the job done. I think he has to get the job done by KO or TKO to get the victory. I think if it goes to points, I think Sean might have the slight edge in that fight because of his striking style. He's very in and out. He's very quick. Jab, jab. A lot of volume. But Chito Vera really has to make this fight a dog fight, in my opinion. Chito Vera really has to go in there and be aggressive, keep Sean guessing, hit him with some shots that make him think twice, and really just go for the kill and start fast. Start fast, Chito Vera. I know you can do it. Don't let the rounds pass you by, and really put him on his back foot from the get-go, and I think that you get the job done, Marlon. I really do. I'm rooting for you. I think, Sean to get the job done. I think points-wise, I think he has the slight advantage just because of how much volume he puts out and stuff like that, but I think Chito got that dog in him. I think Chito's got that dog in him. I think he gets the job done on the feet. And this is a great fight for us to watch. I'm glad that this was announced. I'm glad this is what the UFC decided on. Because for the fan, I think this one's for the fans. We got to run it back. He has a victory over Sean, who's the champ. We have to run it back. We have to see this fight. We have to. I know Merab and Aljamain and all the Corey Sandhagen, everyone up there is worthy of the fight. But we have to see it. The fans have to see it. This is a great fight to make, and it's the right time to make the fight. So I'm looking forward to this. I am looking forward to this. It should be in March. That's what they're saying. So it's gonna be a great bout. Great bout, guys. Great bout. Can't wait. But that's about all I have for you guys today. And we all get to tune into this wonderful event on Saturday night and get a great fight night for us, because last weekend, I'll be honest, wasn't the best for entertainment purposes, but we got some fan fights coming up, guys, so I'm sure even casuals can enjoy this fight. This main event is going to be something spectacular. The whole world's going to be watching. So let me know what you guys think. Drop predictions in the comments. I appreciate everything you guys do for the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share. Sharing really helps on Instagram and YouTube and everything like that. So I really appreciate you guys. Go out there and kill it. Enjoy the rest of your week. I hope everyone has a blessed week, and check out those fights on Saturday night, baby. Peace and love.